Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Your Questions Answered, where we place a little badge on our Facebook page and say, hey, do you have any questions for Stephanie? Maybe she'll answer them in a video. So we have another episode. Here we go. The first question is from Terry Braun. She says, how do you design the stamps? Do you use pen and paper, a computer program, etc.? Terry, most of the stamps that I design are done directly into Illustrator. It's an Adobe program. And usually I use either the mouse or sometimes I draw it and then I scan it in, but I find I don't get as much crisp of an image when I do it that way, so I usually design it directly into the computer. And I found that's the easiest for me. Jan wants to know, sometimes when I stamp, the ink looks mottled or bubbly. I have turned the pad over and tried to release some of the excess ink, but it doesn't help much. Any suggestions? A couple. First, it sounds like there's a couple things that since I'm not there, I don't know exactly what it looks like, but it sounds like you might have still too much ink on your ink pad, so do that a couple more times. I found once I've used an ink pad a few times, I like it better than when it's brand new. Brand new ink pads, I always get the extra ink out because I like a little less ink, but we wanted to make sure they were always very juicy-loosey because it's better to have more ink than not enough. Too many times I've gotten ink pads from other companies and I've opened them up and they've been bone dry. So we would prefer to have extra ink in there to make sure that it's not dry ever when it gets to you. So just make sure you take out all the extra ink by turning it upside down to scrap paper. And then also it sounds like, depending on what kind of stamps you're using, if you're using my stamps, then you have too much ink in your ink pad. If you're using other stamps from other companies, if the stamps are made overseas and they're clear stamps, it's your stamp issue. And also make sure you're using the Secret Weapon because that'll give you the clearest image ever. Let's see. Leah wants to know, when did you start your company? How long has it been? We started the company in September of 2009. So we really started like our previous homework and all the, trying to figure everything out and paperwork and things like that. It only took us about a month to open. So August of 2009 is when we started planning, or July maybe. And then we opened the door September 1st of 2009. So it's almost been 3 years, which it's gone so fast. Let's see, Summer says, good morning, Stephanie. Once a stamp set is ready for production, how long does it take to be ready for shipment? Once it's ready for production, so once it's been, I don't know if you know, we don't really say too much, but we manufacture our own stamps. The stamp company I was using changed their photopolymer, or also known as resin, and it's an inferior product to in my opinion, it's I gotta be careful. In my opinion, it's an inferior product, so we started our own manufacturing company. And so I could use the highest quality resin that I feel is on the market and what you're used to from me. And so our product never changed. We always kept the highest quality product. And so you probably you wouldn't notice a difference because we use the same machines, we use the same resin that you're used to from when we were at the other company, but now we make our own. So production for me is a lot different than it used to be. I used to send my artwork away and 3 weeks later I'd get samples. Now I send the artwork downstairs and I can get samples usually 24 hours, depending on how busy all the kids are downstairs. So you never know how, and depending on, because we have to, after I create the artwork, then we make negatives, and they're black and white, black and clear negatives, and they go on the machines, and then it has to go through the process. And once the stamp set is made, then the girls label it with those black label sticker on it, and then they package it. So back to your question, sorry. How long does it take to be ready for shipment? It just really depends on how soon we need it. If it's a rush, I can probably get stuff within a week, completely done, packaged, ready to go. By the time we get the prototypes, we check it, make sure it stamps well, then we run it through real production. Less than a week for me. Other companies, obviously, they don't have the wonderful machines I have in their backyard. Not backyard, but downstairs. So it takes longer. But yeah, I guess I would say about a week if I really needed something fast. I like to give them more time because they are doing other companies' stamps as well. We do stamps for other companies. And so I don't like to jump in line and get ahead. I like to make sure that everybody takes their turn. So I try to take my turn as much as I can. But when you're the owner, every once in a while, you get a couple extra perks. Let's see. Mary Gibson wants to know, will I be making my own die cut machine? Mary, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you in August. No, I will not be making making my own die cut machine. As much as Sizzix loves me, I'm not Tim Holtz yet. I won't have my own die cut machine, but I have to be honest with you, I can't imagine being able to make the Big Shot any better than it is. So no, I love my Big Shot. It has diamonds on it and everything. I'm good with my Big Shot, but thanks, Mary. And anytime you want to email Sizzix, you can go ahead and ask them that if you want to. Let's see. Kathy Pryor wants to know, can you re-ink all pads, or does it depend on the makeup of the pad material? Let's see. I would recommend, if the manufacturer, like for my ink pads, yes, you can re-ink them. We do sell re-inkers. Other ink pads, if they come with re-inkers, then yes, you absolutely can re-ink them. If they do not come with re-inkers, I wouldn't recommend re-inking them because probably you wouldn't want to. But in general, most of them are re-inkable, which is really handy because it's nice to get a little bottle and then re-ink as needed. And that way you don't have to keep buying ink pads. You can just reuse that re-inker, and literally those re-inkers, I have never in my life gone through a whole re-inker before. Never, ever, ever. So they last forever. So the pad would eventually disintegrate, I think, in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years before you'd run out of that re-inker ink, which is really nice. That's good. Let's see. Patricia wants to know, do you plan to come out with a stamp set that has sentiments for anniversaries for friends and family? And Susan Smith says, I'm with Patricia, I want that too. Well, yes, we are. And I can't give away too much detail because I don't know when this video is coming out. But yes, one has been designed. It's already designed. I'm not sure if it's on the machines yet, or I know the negative's been made. So yes, there is one coming in the future, soon. So thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Your Questions Answered. I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.